All right, we're going to start. So we will just start in easy pose. So sitting hips to heels or crisscross applesauce, your choice. And just allow your body to start to settle down. Being aware that we're going to start practice. Allow the mind to start to relax. And no need to do anything but just be still. Feel the body where it's making a connection to the mat. Just feel how the energy of the earth and your energy are meeting. Take a nice deep inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Let your day go. One more time, inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. And then let the breath just come and go through the nose. Don't change it or do anything about it. Just be aware of how the breath is coming in and how the breath is leaving. Where does the breath land when it comes into the body? Does it land at your chest, your ribs, your belly? There is no wrong answer. So just allow it to land wherever it wishes, but just notice where it's landing. Slowly open your eyes. And we're going to go into our first pose, which is going to be active rest. But before we lay down, the only prop you'll need is a blanket. Just allow the blanket to cover part of the mat. It doesn't have to cover all of it. Just like this is perfectly fine. It'll be in the perfect spot when we start to use our props. So with the blanket down, just lay completely down on your back with your feet, the soles of the feet on the floor, arms down by your side. And as you are here, really allow the low back to come down onto the mat. Allow the shoulders to be heavy and just melt onto the mat. And then tuck the chin just a tiny little bit so that the back of the neck is nice and long. Notice the breath. Has it changed from when you were sitting to now that you are lying down? Are the inhales longer? Are the exhales shorter? No need to change it, just be aware of it. Allow the arms to come up on the elbows with your palms facing each other, fingers wide. And make a fist, a really tight fist. Count to 3, 1, 2, 3, open the hands. Please do that one more time. Make a fist, 1, 2, 3, open the hands. Take some wrist circles. And then bring the hands down on the mat or the floor, wherever you're lying on. Straighten the right leg, just like a little stretch. Nothing too dramatic. And then bring the right foot back down on the mat. Do the same thing with the left leg, just straighten it out. Point the toe, reach, 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 and then bring it back. Allow the knees to go side to side. Nice and gentle, nice and slow. And then find stillness. Bring the fingertips onto the belly. And just allow yourself to feel the gentle rise and fall of the belly as you breathe. Take 2 nice deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. And then roll to your left side. And then very slowly come up to seated. We're going to set our props up. So we're going to set our props up once, and that's how they're going to stay for the remainder of class. Do you have blocks and a bolster?
I do.
So just 2 blocks, 1 bolster?
I have 1 block.
Okay, that's fine. Oops.
Okay.
So let the bolster, let the block be on its side. So you have a little bit of height. And then we're gonna take the bolster and lay it right there. Like that.
Oh.
So we're kind of making a little ramp. Just making like a little ramp. And then we're going to put our back to the bolster. We're going to leave probably about that much space between our hips and the bolster itself. And then we're just going to lay back. And this is where we're going to stay for the rest of practice. We're going to stay right here. And we're going to do a lot of things with our legs first. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to keep the left leg straight. And we're going to take the sole of the right foot, put it up onto the floor. So the knee is pointing up to the ceiling. And then we're just going to let the right knee open up to the right. So left leg is completely straight, right knee is open up. So you might want a pillow or a blanket underneath that right knee as it falls to the floor. And then what do we do with our hands? Oh my goodness, let's put our hands on our hips. Maybe it's just fingertips that are resting there. But we're going to keep our hands on our hips for 5 deep breaths. And we're going to breathe right into that hip space. We're going to imagine our breath being a ball of white, beautiful light. And as we inhale, it comes down and it splits in half and covers the hips. Then it comes back to the middle, comes back to that ball, and then you exhale. We're going to do that 5 times. Breathe in that beautiful white ball of light. When it gets down to the hips, it splits in 2, covers the hips, right and left, then comes back to center and exhale. Second time, inhale. And exhale. Take the next 3 on your own. And then after your 5th breath, you have a choice to move your hands off of your hips or keep them there if you are comfortable. And as we lie here in this pose, can you allow your body to be heavier and heavier each time you allow an exhale to take place? And what does settle into stillness mean to you? Remembering that there is never a wrong answer. Let's bring that right knee up and slide the right foot down. Just let the hips and the legs just settle where they are for a moment. Maybe moving the feet in and out. Just shaking the legs a little bit. Allowing the right leg to be straight. Bring the sole of the left foot onto the mat with the knee pointing up towards the ceiling to begin. And then allow that left knee to fall open to the left. Remembering maybe you need a pillow or a blanket underneath that knee, which is fine. This time, letting the arms come open a little bit wider, further away from the body with the palms facing up. And as we rest here in this pose, allowing our body to be still, allowing the mind to be still, think about what's important to you. What is one thing that is important to you? And then lay that important thing on your heart and just let it sit there melting into the heart space. Remember, if your mind decides that it wants to play, just bring it back to the breath. Say inhale, exhale, and give the mind something to focus on. Very slowly bring the left knee up. And then when it's up, slide the leg down so both legs are straight. And allow your legs to be a little bit wider than hip width distance. Let the feet open up like pages of a book. And just let the body settle here. Maybe point and flex the feet. Just to move some energy in the feet and the ankles. Sending all that good stuff up through the legs. And bring the soles of the feet up to the mat again, knees pointing up. We're going to come into butterfly. So bringing the soles of the feet together, allow the knees to open again. You may have your feet as far away from your body as you wish. Just have the soles touching. Maybe a blanket or a pillow underneath the knees to allow them to fall. And we're going to bring our hands to our belly. And just let the hands rest there. Maybe make a diamond with your pointer finger and your thumb, and then just allow that to be the only part of the hands that are touching as your hands are on your belly. Breathe into that diamond space that you're making. 5 nice deep breaths. Remembering that visualization works just as well. If you can't get the breath all the way down there, just imagine that that's where it's going. Breathing in and out through the nose. And when you're done with those 5 beautiful breaths, you may leave your hands here, or you may allow them to just fall down. But keep your hands close to the body. Maybe touching your hips on the mat. Soles of the feet are touching. Can you soften the edges? Can you find ease in this pose? Can you allow that softness and that ease to bring you deeper into a relaxed state? Take a nice deep breath in through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Bring the knees together. Let the feet come to the outside edges of the mat. Knees are touching. Just doing the total opposite of butterfly. And then very slowly bring both the knees to the right and push yourself up to seated. We're going to just turn around is what we're going to do. The coming up to seated first just realigns everything for us. So this time we're going to put our legs on the bolster. So we're just going to go opposite. So the easiest way to get there is to have both legs out. Bring yourself close to the bolster, lay down first, then bring the legs onto the bolster. It's like a no effort legs up the wall pose. Exhale out the arms, letting the palms face up. It's uncomfortable to have both legs on up like this. You can bring one leg down and then switch. So one leg out a little bit, the other leg on the bolster. Or both. But while we're here, can we tuck the chin through a little bit, letting the back of the neck be nice and long? Can we allow the shoulder blades to relax so much that they actually fall apart from each other? Can we find softness in the body, ease in the mind, and comfort in the breath? We're gonna slowly move into our final pose, Shavasana. And you have a couple of choices. If you would like to keep your legs on the bolster, by all means, go right ahead and do so. If you would like to get rid of that, just push it away with your feet. If you would like to just stay where you are and bring your legs to either side of the bolster, that's fine. You choose what is most comfortable for you. And as you lay here in your final Shavasana, do a quick body scan. The tips of the toes, all the way through the feet, the legs, the hips, the waist, the chest, the arms, the fingers, the back, the neck, the head. See if you can find any areas that need just a little bit more attention to relax fully. Very slowly start to take your thumb and rub it on each finger pad. Just starting to bring some gentle movements into the body. Maybe wiggle the fingers a little bit. Or move the wrist. Wiggle the toes. Take the head and look side to side, nice and gently. And then very slowly roll to your right, to your left side. So if your legs are on the bolster, bring them down first, and then roll to the left side. And allow yourself to curl up a little bit. Take a deep inhale through the nose. Let the exhale come from the mouth, sigh it out. And very gently push yourself up to a seated position. Keeping the eyes closed or the gaze soft. And bring the hands to heart center. And bow your head in gratitude for your practice this evening, for the fact that you showed up on the mat. Thank you so much for coming to class today. It was a pleasure to guide you through practice. It is with the deepest of gratitude that I recognize that the light in you and the light in me, it is the same, and I bow to you. Thank you.
Thank you. That was
Bye.
wonderful.
Thank you. It was good to see you. Have a great week.
You too.